At the sports gym in the locker room, Liu Kaiming told him that it's been a while since they had a practical combat lesson. As Lu Sheng changes his clothes, Liu Kaiming notices his body, and he can't believe that Lu Sheng will achieve a muscular body in a few days. Lu Sheng told him that he was working out, and he noticed his hair growing longer and decided to trim it when he had time. Liu Kaiming concludes that Lu Sheng works hard to get the girl's attention. Lu Sheng lets him know that he is not like him, and they leave the locker room to go to the gym. At the gym, the students gathered. In the middle of them, wearing a gray jacket with a combination of light blue and scars on his arm, is their practical combat instructor Zhang Zhenguo. Liu Kaiming informed him that Zhang is a rank 2 martial artist, and he got his scars on a battlefield while facing the beasts. Zhang told them they would review the basic combat techniques they learned in class. Looking at their instructor, Lu Sheng realizes that Zhang's technique is too simple and unrefined. The things he absorbed from his dream are much better compared to their instructor's teaching. After showing the basic combat, Zhang called one of the student named Yang Yifei to demonstrate what he had learned. As he walked, the girl student was astonished by his appearance, and they praised him for being handsome and the strongest in their class. While the girl is flinging, Liu Kaiming is disappointed because Yang Yifei always takes the spotlight. Liu Kaiming knows Yang Yifei is rich and handsome and got himself the best pills, and his health status is getting close to 1.2. Liu Kaiming assumes that their teacher always plays favorites with students because of their status and that people like them are nothing. In his mind, Lu Sheng wanted to agree with his friend's statement, but that was before. Now that he knows his ability, he is prepared to grab them all with his own hands. After the demonstration, Zhang commends Yang Yifei and informs him that he has some balance issues and plans to teach him to correct his balance the next time. Zhang told him he would call some students to spar with him. Yang Yifei thanked him, but in his mind, he disagreed with his teacher's advice. He also belittles his teacher for having a low-ranked martial art compared to his family. Zhang asks the students if any one of them is willing to spar with Yang Yifei. The students are all silent because they know the capabilities of Yang Yifei, and no one bothers to spar with him. Zhang realized that every time this happened, the student was shriveling away. The school may teach them the basics, but once they join the military, only a handful will be walking the path. He also knows that the student is saying that he is playing favorites. Before he finishes his thought, he notices the eyes of Lu Sheng. Those eyes belong to someone who has undergone truly arduous training. Zhang pointed at him and commanded him to stand up and come. Liu Kaiming warns his friend and advises him to back off. He reminds him that they will be doing an exam soon. However, Lu Sheng is confident and tells his friend that he trains so hard that there is nothing to worry about. Zhang instructs them they only have 10 minutes to spar, always remember their safety first, and never forget his teaching. As they faced each other, the teacher gave the signal to start. Zhang noticed that Lu Sheng showed no fear and kept his cool. He asked Lu Sheng about his health status the last time he was tested. Lu Sheng replied that it was 0.8. Zhang realized that Lu Sheng's status was very low. He reminds Lu Sheng to pay attention to his strength and get ready to fight. Before they fight, Yang Yifei asks if he pays attention to their teacher and warns him that if he falls, don't use his arm because he might put pressure on his bone. Instead, he should protect his vitals, especially the head. Lu Sheng thanked him for his advice and told him he was ready. Yang Yifei quickly attacks using his fist, and a yellow and black aura can be seen. The students' mouths get wide open at what they witnessed. Yang Yifei, on the other hand, as he got closer, he ridiculed and belittled Lu Sheng inside his mind, saying a pushover like Lu Sheng deserves embarrassment, and victory belongs to the strongest like him. He was surprised that his fist punched only the air. On the other hand, Lu Sheng dodges his attack. His eyes become white with a blue aura, and his fist looks like it is gathering wind aura. He launches his attack and directly hits the face of the arrogant student. A blue and bounce away effect can be seen. His classmates were shocked. A smoke emerged from his face like a burning cigarette. Zhang rushes toward him to check his condition. As they all look at our protagonist, they can't believe that, using only one punch, he knocks out their strongest classmate. But it looks like Lu Sheng was also surprised that Yang Yifei would be knocked out with only one punch. As the teacher still holds the unconscious Yang Yifei, all the students are still in shock and can't believe Lu Sheng defeated Yang Yifei with a single punch. Their instructor shouted at them and ordered them to call the teacher from the nurse's office. When the nurse arrived, they immediately put Yang Yifei on the stretcher. Lu Sheng called his teacher and apologized for what he did. He explained that he didn't manage to control his strength. Zhang looked at him with a fierce eye and patted him on the shoulder, saying that injuries are inevitable during combat. He doesn't have to worry about Yang Yifei because his injury isn't severe. He asks Lu Sheng to come with him to the office for a discussion. Before they leave, Lu Sheng asks Liu Kaiming to help him inform their next teacher. As they leave, Liu Kaiming is frozen and wonders how Lu Sheng manages to defeat Yang Yifei, whose health status is 1.22, using a single punch. He is confused if he is still the Lu Sheng that he knew. When Zhang opened his office door and they entered, Lu Sheng noticed the bonsai. He was astounded by his teacher's interest. Zhang laughed and said that it was just a small hobby of his, and besides, everyone had their own secret. Wouldn't you agree? He asked as his eyes glowed. He added that Lu Sheng only has a health status of 0.8 yet manages to defeat Yang Yifei with one punch. Lu Sheng defended himself, saying those health status results were taken before. Zhang suspected him of using some kind of drug to forcibly increase his health status and warned him that consuming drugs to improve his health status is strictly prohibited in school. Lu Sheng was surprised and insisted that he never use any illegal drugs. To prove his innocence, Zhang suggests assessing his health status. If Lu Sheng uses any drugs, his vitality will be unstable, and the figures will fluctuate wildly. Next, they will determine Lu Sheng's combat strength. If his combat strength and health status are consistent, it would be further proof of his ability. Lu Sheng agreed with him and placed his hand on the glowing ball. Sparkling light emerged, and the result came out. His teacher's mouth got wide open, and he was shocked at Lu Sheng's health status result. Lu Sheng has a rank 1 martial artist with 1.532 health status. Zhang couldn't believe that a student like Lu Sheng, who is only 18, had achieved rank 1 in martial arts. No one ever reaches those levels at such a young age in the whole city of White Lake, only Lu Sheng. He also assumed that Lu Sheng was a genius. Zhang's eyes widened in shock when he realized that Lu Sheng had destroyed his combat test subject with just one punch. As their appearance becomes similar to a clown, a lake of tears comes out of Zhang's eyes, while Lu Sheng, who is holding the test subject's head, apologizes for what he did, saying that he didn't do it on purpose. As he holds his bonsai and is still crying like a baby, he can't believe that his test model that can withstand the attack of an official martial artist will be destroyed. Now Zhang realized Lu Sheng had surpassed the rank 1 martial artist. Moments later, Lu Sheng, sitting like a shy guy, held a test model's head. Zhang asks him when was the last time he tested his health status. Lu Sheng informed him that it had been almost half a month since he last took the assessment. Zhang was astounded by what he discovered and inquired whether Lu Sheng had a master or was the descendant of a noble clan. Lu Sheng clarified that he was from an ordinary family and had no master. The reason behind his rapidly increasing health status was a secret. As he stands, he is still speechless at Lu Sheng's health status, surpassing a rank 1 martial artist. Zhang only achieved rank 2 in his old days after working hard for many years and entering the military. When he stepped onto a battlefield, that's when he realized that it was impossible for humanity to defeat monsters. In the face of such a powerful monster, humans are such small and weak creatures, and the only ones who can defeat those monsters are those groups of people who are monsters in their own right. As he sighs, Zhang informs him that he is more than qualified to be in the school's gifted class, given his current results. They can provide him with guidance from the best teacher. Lu Sheng didn't accept his offer and wanted to remain in his current class. Zhang insists and wishes to provide him with the best guidance from the school. Since Zhang keeps insisting, Lu Sheng asks him a favor. He wanted to apply for a martial arts scholarship and hoped the school would allow him a more flexible schedule. As he wrote the student request, Zhang realized Lu Sheng lacked financial assistance and free time. Zhang told him he would submit an application for his special scholarship that would grant him $30,000. Zhang added that he would bring Lu Sheng's request to the office. The teacher lent him a black martial arts card with at least $100,000. Lu Sheng thanked his teacher, and the teacher responded that he should keep up the excellent work. Zhang then gives him permission to leave. As soon as the door shut, Zhang was ecstatic about what he had discovered. He wanted to keep it a secret from the other school until the national examination, because Lu Sheng is their school's secret weapon. As he stood, he was so excited to tell the higher-ups about Lu Sheng. After so many years, they have finally found someone capable of getting to this strange place. Wait. What is this place? I'm also curious. Anyway, let's get back to our story. A few hours later, in a shop, a nourishing tonic called Orchid Heart was recommended by an attendant to the mother and daughter. This tonic can stabilize a person's health status after it reaches 0.8. It's exclusively for female martial artists and costs $30,000. The mother and daughter did not think twice, immediately bought the tonic, and happily left. As Lu Sheng looks into the two, he realizes that even if his parents work day and night tirelessly, they can only afford a $3,000 nourishing. Strong martial artists can earn more money and become rich, supporting their nourishing needs. In her sister's case, Lu Sheng burdens her by taking a portion of their meager resources despite the fact that she is a genius who can change her destiny. Lu Sheng not only can't accept his mediocrity but also doesn't put in enough effort to change his destiny. He only spent his days muddling along aimlessly. When Lu Sheng looks at the two students talking about their PC game, he realized that he was once like them. Like fish trapped in a tank, he longed for the vastness of the boundless sea but was reluctant to part with the comfort and safety of the tank. However, all of this has changed. He broke through the water's surface and discovered the real world beyond that could change his destiny. Looking at the sky, he bowed to himself, saying he would never make a wrong decision. Suddenly he felt something. All the battle memories he had gathered during this short period had been integrated into a single moment. He decided to advance another step in his path, become stronger and fight for his wants. A while later, Lu Sheng goes to his dream. A zombie with red eyes attacks him. He used his left arm to block the attack and released his right hand to deliver a mighty blow. The zombie got knocked to the ground and he obtained it. He realized that it was a martial artist. Despite being a zombie, he can still use his combat techniques. He decided to continue his venture by going to base 1359. On his way, he faced some zombies and easily defeated them. It didn't take long, and he saw base 1359. Using his feet, he slides down to reach the area. While looking at the big crack in the wall, he couldn't believe it was just a base, not a city. He imagined that Armin, from the attack on Titan, destroyed the wall. He climbs the cracked wall. While touching it, he realizes that it has a thickness of at least 20 meters and can't imagine what kind of battle happened to take down a base like this. If the people with more strength and more advanced development compared to his world were destroyed by the monster, what else in the real world? He thinks. He noticed a strange structure from afar and assumed it was the base command center. Inside the center, an old zombie with gray hair and gray skin sits with a sword in his hand while his eyes glow. When it released a shockwave aura, he was taken aback and fell to the ground. Lu Sheng couldn't deal with this terrifying creature with his current abilities.